A few episodes ago, I said if you cared about privacy in your living room, you should get an Apple TV or Roku. I wasn't wrong, but I missed something massive. Sitting right here in my living room was one of the most powerful streaming devices ever made. This. The NVIDIA Shield. Out of the box, it's an absolute privacy nightmare. But with a few steps, you can turn it into the most powerful and private streaming device available. By the end of this video, your home screen will go from this to this. A clean, minimal setup where you get to decide what your family sees, not Google. Like most Android boxes, the Shield is packed with telemetry, tracking, and analytics, quietly sending your information back to Google. This one's doing it to Nvidia too. And as Nvidia becomes the world's first $5 trillion company, largely fueled by its AI dominance, we have no idea how much it's making on consumer data on its hardware. This video is for you if you want to see what's really under the hood of one of your Android boxes, or you have a Shield yourself and want to lock it down. Now the Shield's a great bit of hardware. It's got 4K playback, Dolby Atmos, it runs really smooth. But the problem is, baked into all of that is Google's telemetry. The good news, there's a way to rip it all out on your Shield. So we're going to start debloating. You don't need to be a tech genius, just 20 minutes and a little bit of chutzpah. Let's go. Okay, so here's the plan. I'm going to install a clean launcher, start removing Nvidia and Google's tracking and bloat, and at the end, I'm going to show you my privacy home checklist. It's a guide to all the points in your household that you can specifically target to lock down your privacy. Now, back to the Shield. One quick heads up, removing system apps can sometimes block certain app installs. If that happens, you can re-enable a service or sideload the app manually. But before we start, let's make sure you've got all your must-have apps already downloaded from the Play Store. Of course, you will be able to download these apps afterwards, but you may have to sideload them yourself. That means downloading them on the computer and sending them to the Shield so you can install them manually. It's perfectly doable, but a bit of a faff if you have lots of apps to install. So make sure you have the ones you want for sure before you do this. Okay, so right now you'll need your Shield, a computer nearby, and the guide from flores.nl, linked in the description. Okay, so on your Shield, go to your settings, then device preferences, about, build number, tap that 7 times, you're now officially a developer. Then you go back to device preferences, developer options, and enable USB debugging or network debugging. On your computer, download ADB, that's Android Debug Bridge. Windows users can grab platform tools from Google's Android site. Mac and Linux users can install via Homebrew or your package manager. ADB is like a remote control for your Shield. It lets your computer communicate directly with your device so you can remove hidden apps and take back control. So to connect to your Shield wirelessly, you've got to make sure your Shield and computer are on the same Wi-Fi network. Then you find your Shield's IP under Settings, Device Preferences, About, Status, IP address. Open up your terminal on your computer and type ADB connect followed by your Shield's IP address. Authorize the connection on your Shield and you're in. Check you're connected by entering ADB devices. Let's start by changing that home screen so you get a minimal setup, taking away all those ads that make you feel like you live in Times Square. First, you want to download a launcher manager and a custom launcher. Flores.nl, whose guide we're using, likes Wolf Launcher. I prefer Projectivy, but that is your choice. It's much the same method to getting them installed. First, download the Launcher APK, that's the program file, and the Launcher Manager. Links below. Save them to an easily findable folder, which you'll be able to navigate from your terminal. In your terminal, navigate to the folder they're in and enter the following commands. Open Launcher Manager on your Shield, pick Enable Custom Launcher. Where it says Allow Network Debugging, click Always Allow and press OK. Now for the fun part, actually removing Google's backend control of your device. As I said before, you can simply paste the commands from flores.nl. And while you're there, why not say thank you by buying him a coffee using his link. Okay, so here we're removing a load of Google's hidden background services, the stuff that quietly powers recommendations, ads, and speech recognition on Android TV. Things like Google Speech and Text-to-Speech, these listen for voice commands and process your speech data in the cloud. Let's take them out. TV recommendations and lean back launcher suggestions, those so-called helpful content tips that are really just ad placements and engagement nudges. Backup, transport, and partner setup, these are how your device quietly syncs data like settings, preferences, and app usage with Google servers. Again, you don't need that if you value local privacy. Next, we're going to remove Nvidia's own telemetry. Some of it are the automatic updates and system checks, which sound helpful, but they're also the same servers that they use to regularly report what users are doing. You'll see registration and factory bundling. These handle registrations and promotional bundles. Unnecessary, just more points of data collection. Benchmark blocker, platform analyzer, those are performance tracking and internal testing, not really needed for home use. Now, if you ever change your mind about this and want to bring it back to normal, you can factory reset the device at any time. You do lose some Google services like voice searches or casting, but sometimes that is the trade-off you make for real privacy. And lastly, I disconnected my smart TV itself from the Wi-Fi. Then I set the remote on the Shield to automatically turn on the TV. So now when I turn on the whole system, just using the Shield remote, it goes directly into my Shield with my nice Projectivy minimal launcher. So I don't see an ad the entire time. Now, at the start of the video, I promised you my digital privacy checklist. A link to it is in the description with the steps I use to secure my home setup. It's linked below, no data collection, just free advice. But hit that subscribe button on my channel and I'll be going through all the steps on my checklist to make sure you lock down your entire home setup, to give you the guide to lock down your entire home setup too. Next week, we'll harden up the router. And tell me in the comments, what device do you want to see locked down next? Follow Freddy Untracked for more simple guides to unlock your family's digital privacy.